Welcome back to my Flosstube channel, all stitched up. I'm Jen. I've had a lot of new subscribers again. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy the videos. Let's see, this week. I kept to my exercise schedule again. This morning I really didn't want to, and I almost climbed back in bed. And then I thought to myself, no, I only had 3 days left to do the entire 4-week program, and I couldn't do that to myself. So, did it again today. I actually had my husband join me yesterday, Monday? Yeah, I guess he started on Monday, and he's done the last 3 days workouts with me in the morning. I'm not sure if he'll stick with doing the one I'm doing or if he'll just go downstairs and use the spin bike that we have, but it's been really nice that he's supportive and getting up to do it with me. So kids, let's see, they're having a little bit of a rough week being nice. Ethan actually got in trouble at daycare on Monday because he was being extra mean. He seems to have straightened that out, so hopefully it's a very short-lived phase, because I'm not digging it. Outside of that, we had his bowling banquet. He's in a bumper bowling league, and they had their banquet on Saturday morning, so all 4 of us went. He kind of cleaned up. My husband and Ethan actually took first place in the family twosome. It was one weekend where each bowler could have a family member come bowl with them, and they did plaques for first and second place. So they got a plaque for first place, only because Daddy bowled and not Mommy. Then each kid gets a medal with the league in the year and then their high score for the season. So this year his high score was an 84. He's getting better. I should also tell you his low score was a 17, and this is for bumper bowling. I saw that on the sheet because they give you a summary sheet for the entire season. What, Ethan? Yes, baby, time to lay down and go to sleep. They give a summary sheet for the entire season. His low score was 17. And I looked at my husband and I said, how does that even happen? He goes, yeah, that was a really rough week. That was not a week that I went. That afternoon we actually had a birthday party for one of the daycare kids too. So Saturday was it was a long day. Sunday I was supposed to go out on a date with my hubby. And I said, I'm sorry, but we need to do it tomorrow because I had 10 loads of laundry, including everybody's sheets. And I had a whole lot of food that I needed to cook. I had to go grocery shopping. Saturday was shot, so I needed to do it Sunday. Then we woke up on Monday, and we ended up with like 6 inches of snow out of nowhere. And the roads were pretty sloppy even into the afternoon, so we ended up postponing again. We finally got to go out for our date last night. Tried to go bowling, and with leagues, we just couldn't get an open lane, so we ended up just going to dinner at Red Robin. Got to spend some time talking, kid-free. Came home, and we were still home in time to tuck the kids in, so that was nice. And then I noticed that Jumanji is actually coming to my hometown. Grand Ledge has a small theater, and it's been there forever, and they only charge $2 admission, and the concessions are really cheap too. So it's very popular, especially for middle and high schoolers. It's a cheap place to go and hang out. But Jumanji is coming next week, so I told my husband we need to choose a night right now and find somebody to come watch the kids, and we're going to go see a movie because he really wanted to see that. I already saw it, but it was good, and for $4, who cares? So we'll get a real date night next week. So hopefully everybody else had a good week. Work has been irritating and busy, but I'm hanging on. So stitching has kept me sane, and I did get some good stitching done, so I'm happy with that. I had a finish this week. It was one of the whips that I concentrated on this week, and I did have a finish, and it was this is the chart that my husband designed for me. So here is my finish. I love it. It's just wonderful. You can't really see on the fabric. That's that gray and pink. Hi, sweetie. I know. Please. I know. You never even want attention until I'm talking into the camera. Can you go lay down, please? Get down. Ugh, you're so heavy. Okay, stop. So there we go. I made very, very few color changes from what my husband had picked. The blue owl was supposed to be outlined with this, and I thought it was a little bit too purple. So I went with the dark blue, and I swapped the order of the colors a little bit on the letters. I contemplated backstitching the letters, but honestly, in person, I don't think it needs it. I do have an idea for an FFO for this. I have a paper mache box. I think I'm going to spray paint the box. Don't know what color yet. I'm going to have to take this and kind of pick a color. And then I think I'm going to stretch this and put it on the lid of the box and put some, make some cord with the colors from here and put the cord around it. So that's my idea. And then I can leave that out on my sewing or my stitching cabinet. So yeah, that's my idea. We'll see when I actually get around to it. Speaking of finishes though, and FFOs, I did drop off, honey, your tail is just knocking everything. Come on. Sorry guys, the camera. Get out. Go on. I did, oh my god, she's 55 pounds of stubborn. I took 4 pieces into work with me last week. 2 of them I am going to have Mo frame for me because they have beads. They're going to require spacers. I just don't have that kind of experience. One of them is Tiger Lily, and the other is the Rovaris heart with the dog and cat on one side and the paw prints on the other. So I'm going to have Mo do those. Found awesome frames for them. I'm super excited to get those and actually hang them up in the house. The other 2, stop. I just picked out frames, and one of them does not need glass. The other, she's going to cut glass for me too, but I'm going to do the stretching and framing myself. One of them is a Shepherd's Bush Halloween kit, and I only had to order this special order the frame because the hand-painted mat that came with it is 5.5 inches square. You can't find a frame 5.5 inches square at Hobby Lobby or anywhere, because I looked. I even considered cutting the mat down, you know, like 1/4 of an inch on each side to fit in a 5x5 frame, but it would have taken away too much from the mat. So I bit the bullet and ordered a frame. And the frickin' frame I picked out that was perfect for the piece, of course, ended up being one of the most expensive. And it was $45 just for this frame. But it's so perfect. And you know, that's why I stitched that Renaissance Mermaid. So I would have the credit to do the framing. So might as well get it. So, and then the 4th piece was my son's birth sampler. Since he's going to be 5 this summer, I'll frame that and hang it up finally. So I'm excited to get those back and show you, but it could be a while. So it's not going to be in the next week or 2. Whip-wise, since I spent a bunch of time finishing up the all stitched up owls, I only worked on the new store sample that I'm working on because now I need to make more credit because of that framing. And then I also started a new one. So this was the store sample that shop model I'm starting. And this is how far I've gotten. This has been awesome to work on. Huge blocks of color, so I'm stitching in hand, getting some good practice there. I'm not sure, you can kind of see, there's a very faint line here for the spider. I might go back with another strand because you really can't see it well in person. And in the pattern, I don't know if that's going to focus. I mean, you can see it clearer in the pattern, so, or in the picture. So, I don't know. We'll see. But these are two different blacks. This is Onyx and Carriage Black, both Gentle Arts. So this is where I'm at. Got to finish this boot, and then I can maybe move on to something with some more color. The other whip, also a new start. I'm doing this as a stitch along with Devin. Oh, it's Devin FL on Instagram. And she had started it, and I made a comment, and then I said, "Oh, I have that pattern. Somebody gifted it to me. I should do that." And she said, "Oh, do it with me." Well, okay, why not? So this is the pattern that we're doing, Cottage of the Month, July. And I did a little bit of recharting today because I'm not doing any of the other cottages, so I didn't want the months. I took July off, and oh, this is my new cross-stitch graph paper notebook. $8 on Amazon. Anyway, so I took July off, and I charted a third firework for the middle. So it's a little bit bigger. I'm going to put red, white, and blue in that firework. And in my fireworks, this is my start, I did some blending filament. You can kind of see a little bit of shimmer there. The small fireworks are going to be a very faint shimmer because there are 2 strands of floss and 2 strands of blending filament. When I get to the big one, which is going to be later tonight because I can't wait to see how this looks. For the big firework, I think I'm only going to do 1 strand of floss and 2 strands of blending filament. So it should sparkle more. If it doesn't look good, I'll take it out and redo it. But so this is where I'm at. I did swap like every single color that it called for, except for this gray, the aged pewter. That one looked good, but the red didn't look good. The 2 blues didn't look good. So I just pulled according to what kind of matched the picture. So that's where I'm at. Like I said, I'm going to work on this some more tonight. It's been fun to work on in the evening. I've been working on the Halloween one mostly at work on my breaks. I'm itching for some new starts, like a lot of new starts, guys. I don't know why. I had gotten the floss for spring, that Lila's Studio chart that I got a couple weeks ago. I have the Halloween Quaker in my cabinet. I don't have the floss for that one, but I have a different Halloween one. I think it's a Halloween Quaker again. I don't know the names. The Jeanette Douglas one that came out this year. And I have the silk pack for that. Itching to start one of those, especially since I've seen the Halloween Quaker on Instagram lately, and I forgot to make note of who was stitching it, sorry. I really want to do a Biscornu. I don't even know which pattern I want to do, but I'm itching to make another Biscornu. Plus I got a Color and Cotton kit. It came with my Floss of the Month. And I'm only going to show the pattern briefly because they don't have a sample picture. Merry and Bright. And I went with this bright colorway. It's got that opal fabric, and these colors are just gorgeous. So I really want to start this too. Ugh, it's killing me. Something's gonna get started. I did pretty good in January, 4 or 5 finishes. So February might just be starts and no finishes. Let's see what else. Oh, work. I mentioned that work had been kind of a drag and frustrating lately. I ended up finding a solution this week. Kind of a dummy for not thinking of it sooner, but whatever. I think part of the reason I didn't think of it sooner is because the gal that sits on the one side of me and then the gal on the other side of the wall of me, the three of us, I mean, we're good friends and we talk throughout the day. Sometimes work related, sometimes not, but whatever. But anyway, I have signed into the Wi-Fi in the building with my phone, put my headphones in, and I've been listening to Flosstube and glancing at my screen. I put it next to my keyboard so I can look down periodically and see what's going on. So I've had a lot of Flosstube time. I've caught up on a couple people that I'm familiar with watching, but I've also watched a lot of new to me Flosstubers. So a couple of them that I watched this week, Lisa Linguistic Stitcher, Crafting Between Stitches. Crafting Between Stitches, I really love some of the projects she's got. She was working on the pie, was it Pie of the Month, the frosted pumpkin. Let's see, Dream Stitcher, she had great projects, great whips to show. Cross Stitch Chaos. She actually mentioned one of her videos, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember which one I watched. If I can figure out how to go back and add links after I post this video, I will. But she uses scroll frames, and she only uses scroll frames, and she mentioned that her brother has started making her the sidebars and, you know, that fit the dowels, and he actually has offered or said he would make them for a very reasonable price. So again, I will try to link the specific video that she mentions it in. But you can comment on her video and get in touch with her to order those sidebars for the scroll frames. I don't use scroll frames. I haven't yet. Maybe that's something I'll give a try at some point. But anyway, if you do and you want to look into that option, check her out. The last new one that I watched, Helen East Coast Crafter. So yeah, a lot of new to me Flosstube. I'll probably watch some more new ones the rest of this week and next week. So plus my regulars. Haul. I don't have much. This is the first week I truly do not have much haul. Well, you saw this pattern. When I picked up the floss for it at work the other night, I also picked up these fat quarters. I do not know exactly how I'm going to finish it yet, but these two fat quarters were just perfect. And that red one actually has little birds in it. Let me see if I can turn it the correct way. So I picked them up. I'm kind of thinking, I was originally thinking I wanted to do a pillow. It may be too big for that. I don't know. I might check out Vanna's tutorial and do my first flat fold, which is part of the reason I went with a fat quarter and not a fat eighth. So I've got some fabric to play with. Just don't know what I'm going to do. My original idea was to add a strip of the fabric underneath the piece and then put a piece of lace on there and a couple of buttons. I don't know. I think instead I'm going to use that FFO for the little bird ornament that I did. And I'm going to do that one as a little pillow. So the other haul, I showed you this. Mentioned my, I'll be there in a second, buddy. I'm almost done. Oh my goodness. I mentioned my color floss of the month from Color and Cotton. These were colors this month. Ooh, throwing things. So, super nice. Love them. Got a green. This is Sherwood. Princess Blue. Amethyst. Nice dark purple. Petunia. And Dove Gray. And actually in real life it's a lot more of a blue gray than it appears in the video. I happened to notice today when I checked out their website, just looking around, that all of these colors are up on their website. So if you're interested and you don't have Floss of the Month, you can go check that out. The last thing I have for haul, there's a Schuler's bookstore in our town that is going out of business, only because the shopping center that they are located in has raised the price on the lease, the rent, and they're not willing to pay it. So they're closing. We'll still have another location out in Okemos, so I'll be able to go to Schuler's still, but we stopped out there on Saturday morning after the bowling banquet because I heard that new inventory was 45% off. All of their used books were 50% off. Brian's dad loves to read and has read stuff he has over and over. So we went out there. I told him to go look at the used books and pick out a few for his dad. He ended up finding 4. I ended up finding 2 novels for myself. Let the kids pick out 2 books each. And then I found this. And I got it for $3.75. So I picked it up. There's some nice stuff in here. I was impressed. I don't know when I'm going to start anything, but whatever. I like this one. But yeah, for $3.75, you really just can't beat that. There's some little motifs. I really like this. But yeah, that was worth it. So that is everything I got for haul this week. I'm still waiting on my fabric of the month from Color and Cotton, and my fabric of the month from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Those should come soon. I'd guess within the next couple days. So I should have those to show next week. That's it. Small week for showing. I got home from work today. My t-shirt. Got home and started cleaning the kitchen and got overheated and had to go get a t-shirt. I've been in a purge mood. I'm tired of clutter. I am tired of all the junk. I'm tired of looking at the mess. I'm tired of not having a place to put things. I started in the kitchen and I went to town. Sat the kids down at the table with dinner. Then I gave them Play-Doh to occupy their time. I went through 3 cabinets and the pantry. 3 or 4 bags of trash. 3 bags, I think. and a box of stuff to dump at Goodwill. Some of it was expired food, and we're talking like cake mix from 2016 that I just don't trust. So got rid of some expired food, some really, really old spices, candy that we just don't need, candy canes that I just don't want the kids eating. So I just pitched it, organized everything. We used to have a ton of food, including all of our cereal sitting on top of the fridge. It's all off and in cabinets and in the pantry. The top of my fridge is empty. I'm really proud of myself. I just need to do that little bit at a time, because I think with all of the clutter and stuff, I mean a lot of it is obviously from having 2 young kids, but I think I just kind of get overwhelmed and don't know where to start. So I just need to pick one spot and concentrate on it. Tonight was part of the kitchen. I still have more cabinets to go in the kitchen, because I know we have so much Tupperware. Some of it's so old, and like that weird starting to melt thing on the inside from over microwaving. I just need to sort through it and throw a bunch of them in recycle, get rid of them. We have more than enough containers for leftovers, glass, plastic, my mother's Polish Tupperware, empty Cool Whip and margarine containers. But I'm done. I'm ready to thin it out. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get rid of the George Foreman. Since I moved in with my husband, we have not used it once. I cook. I don't want to clean a George Foreman. Pretty sure it's going. Stuff we just don't use. I mean, I'm at the point where I almost got rid of the huge, nice, roasting pan for a turkey that I got for a wedding gift, I'm sure, and have never used, but common sense prevailed and said, someday you might have to make a turkey. So I kept that. But that's the mood I'm in, and it's gotta go. And I was gonna try to sell some of the stuff, like the kids stuff, especially some toys, on Facebook Marketplace to, kind of make a little bit of money off of it, but I don't even want to take the time to do it. I just want it out. So that's where I'm at. It's gonna go. I also originally kind of thought I would clean it all up because I wanted to get kitties again. But I talked to my husband again when we were on our date last night, and it's not happening anytime soon. Right now, we cannot take my son over to his parents' house because the last few times he went, he came home and broke out in hives. And we don't know what it is. They have dogs, but so do we. So we can't take him over there because his back just breaks out in crazy hives. And it looks like little mosquito bites. And he calls them bug bites. And they itch. So we can't do it. So his parents have to come here. Well, I knew his mom was allergic to cats. And I finally asked him last night, so, how allergic to cats is your mom? Like, I really want to get cats again. The cats, the kids love the kittens at daycare, love playing with them. It turns out his mom, she's pretty allergic. She can't be in the house with a cat for more than 30, 40 minutes. And it's not that she starts sneezing, it's that she can't breathe. She's got all kinds of sinus problems and everything else. So, I don't want to have to force her to do breathing treatments, I guess. So I will be patient. We'll have to wait a couple more years till we can, take the kids over to their house more, figure out what's going on with Ethan. I don't know. So kind of disappointed because I'm seeing all of your guys' stitchy kitty friends, and I miss my kitties. But someday. So, along with my purging and getting rid of stuff, I have 4 4 or 5 boxes of cross-stitch stuff in my basement. Some of it will go on Stash Unload, but I think every week or two I'm going to have a new segment for Past the Stash. Some of it will probably be projects that I finish, and I'll pass it, especially this Cottage of the Month one, because this was passed on to me. I'll pass it on to somebody else. So watch for those. Other than that, I think that's it. Sorry for all the rambling this week. I really kind of did some rambling. But hope you guys have a great week. I hope you got a lot accomplished with your stitching. Find a good new project to start too, because I'm gonna. Thank you for all of my subscribers, everybody that comments. I love it. Everybody that's found me on Instagram. I'm loving Instagram, following so many people with stitching, and it's so fun to see the pictures. So I kind of wish I'd done Instagram sooner, but good luck to everybody doing Stitch from Stash. Tomorrow starts a new month, so your budget resets. I think I finished the month with a positive, I don't know where my notebook is, positive $30 to $40. I can't remember. And then it'll add 25 tomorrow. So I'm in a good spot. I'm not going to rush out and spend it just to spend it, but you know, I'm doing good with it. So tomorrow's Thursday. That means I also get to work at my LNS tomorrow evening. So it's always fun. Even if I actually have boring jobs to do there, it's still different than being at work. You know, it's my fun job. So yeah, have a good night. I'm gonna try to get this uploaded. I will try to get some links posted below. Like I said, I'm gonna see, I have to see if I can go back and post those links after I upload the video, and I don't know if I can or not. I don't know enough about YouTube yet, I guess. But I record these on my iPad, and I just don't want to take the time to grab links off of the browser, go back to the YouTube app, and put it all in there. It just doesn't seem efficient. So we'll see if I can get some links in there. If not, I may have to rethink how I'm doing this, I guess. I probably have recording capability on my laptop, so I don't know. I'll have to do some experimenting and thinking, but have a great week, guys. Happy stitching.